Hey everyone, Cahlen here, and those who have been following me a while know I talk quite a bit about the law and basically the importance of getting out of the government corporation which you've joined, because by joining it, you've basically made a contract which gives them the right to do all kinds of things to you, right? So you're agreeing to follow all their laws, you're agreeing to allow them to change their rules and do whatever they want at any certain point. And for example, it goes to the extreme of, in the case of men in the United States, agreeing to be drafted and go be ritually sacrificed in some fake war, right? So these are contracts which people got into by taking their birth certificate, which represents a corporation, a trust, an organization which was created by that government organization when they received notice that you, the actual living man or woman, has been born. They created it to basically keep track of people, and also to basically as a trust which has you as the beneficiary. It's meant to benefit you in some way, okay? But what they do is they trick you to come in and to be the employee of that trust, of that organization, with your name written in all capital letters. And when you do that, you become part of the organization, you agree to all their rules, and you represent yourself as actually being that trust by showing your license or your ID, which has your name written in all capital letters, and saying that that is you. Now, you're saying you are something which is dead, and you are saying you are something which it does not belong to you. It belongs to someone else because they created that organization. You didn't. And it's not your name. When you write something in all capital letters, it's a completely different spelling. It's not the same. It's not even the same name. Now, they could technically just name it the same thing and it wouldn't really matter, because it's obviously they can't own you, and you can have corporations which have the same name. So that's not really something that really matters that much. All you need to know is the organization, even though it seems like it's your name, is not you. And they tricked you into basically being the person, the hand in the puppet of something that they own, and they can do whatever they want with you, okay? So people say, I say, basically, you need to get out of this contract. You need to, if you want to be free, you have to get out of this contract. And people say, well, the contract's not valid, Cahlen, because a contract is only valid if you weren't under duress. Duress means that someone is threatening you with threat of physical force, basically violence, if you don't agree to the contract. So if someone's trying to force you into agreeing to something, it's not valid. Also, if you didn't understand what was going on when you made the contract, then it's not valid either, okay? A contract is only valid if everyone really gets what is being agreed to, and if some person realizes later that there was trickery going on and they didn't understand really what was going on, they can say, hey, wait a second, I wasn't agreeing to that, okay? And so this is true, what people are saying. And they also say that, you were a baby when they made some of these contracts. The ones that I'm talking about specifically, where you took your driver's license, the birth certificate to the driver's license to get the MV, or to the bank to get your bank account or your social security number or anything like that, right? And that's usually you actually doing that, okay? But there are some situations where it was agreed, things were agreed earlier on before you had the ability to make contracts and understand what was going on, okay? So you had your guardian there who was basically acting as your representative and making contracts for you, okay? And so those contracts are valid, okay? So it's true that if it was duress, if you didn't understand, or if you're a baby and someone made the contract on you and you reach the age where you can understand, you can then change your mind and say, no, I don't want to be in that contract that my guardian made. They were trying their best, but it's not what I would have wanted, okay? The thing that people are missing here is, yes, that's true, but you have to state it. You can't sign a contract under duress or with false understanding, or know that your parents got you into a contract, realize that that's the case, and not say, hey, this contract's not valid for these reasons. If you don't say it, then it's not invalid. It is a valid contract. There are people who would want, even if they understood everything that was going on there, would want that contract. So the person offering the contract has the right to presume that you signed it because you wanted it. And they can act as if you wanted it, even if you don't, until the point that you go, wait a second, I don't want this, okay? So for example, let's say that me and a buddy, we were like drinking or something, and he said, he got it on video, he said, Cahlen, I can punch you whenever I want. Anytime I want, I can just come and punch you in the face. And I'm like, yeah, dude, totally. You know, and I might think I'm joking around or something like that. Now, if later I realize, okay, this guy, he had this video, and I see the video he posted online or something like that, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't really want him to punch me in the face. But I don't tell him that. I don't correct it. Like, maybe he thinks it's a valid contract. So if he comes up to me at some point and I don't want him to punch me, but I have told him that he can, and I haven't said between then and now that no, I don't actually. If he punches me in the face, he's not liable, right? Even though it's not what I wanted, he thought it was, and I'm the one who gave him the reason to think it was. And so I'm the one who has to give him the reason to realize that it's not. So if he punches me in the face, and I'm like, hey, I didn't want you to punch me in the face, and everyone's like, hey, dude, I can't believe you punched him in the face. He didn't want you to. And he's like, but I have this video here, it's posted online for everyone to see. Yeah, I said I could punch him in the face, and he said it was okay. And he hasn't notified me that he felt differently, so I haven't done anything wrong, and he's absolutely correct. And that's the same situation with you and the government. It was invalid, you didn't understand, you probably thought it was under duress, that's what I thought. It wasn't actually, by the way, but I thought it was. And so it's invalid, but it's only invalid for realsies because I said it is. If you haven't said it is, then it's valid. Under natural law, if they do any of the things which you have given them permission to do, like ritually sacrificing you in a foreign war somewhere, they haven't done anything wrong because you agreed to it, they have the signed paperwork, and you never said otherwise.